Hello everyone, welcome back to the Enterprise Data, BI and AI Architecture series. In Module 1, we focused on the Enterprise Data Platform. We discussed how data comes from different systems, how it is integrated, stored, processed, governed and prepared for analytics. But a data platform alone does not create business decisions. A lakehouse alone does not create trust. A warehouse alone does not explain business meaning. And a data pipeline alone does not tell leadership what action to take. That is where Enterprise BI architecture comes in. Enterprise BI architecture is the layer that sits on top of the data platform and converts data into trusted dashboards, semantic models, KPIs, reports, scorecards, alerts, and business decisions. So in simple words, Module 1 gave us the trusted data foundation. Module 2 will show how that foundation becomes trusted business intelligence.
In this episode, we will understand what Enterprise BI architecture really means.
Now let us be practical. Most enterprises do not start with a clean BI architecture. They already have something. Maybe they have hundreds of Power BI reports. Maybe they have thousands of Tableau workbooks. Maybe finance still depends on Excel. Maybe some teams use Looker. Maybe some teams use QuickSight. Maybe some reports connect directly to source systems. Some reports use data warehouse tables. Some reports use local files. Some dashboards are official, some are personal. Some are old but still used. Some have no owner. This is the real world. Enterprise BI architecture is not only about drawing an ideal future state diagram. It is also about understanding the current BI mess and creating a practical path toward trust, reuse, governance and scale. That is why this module is important. We are not only learning what good BI looks like, we are learning how to think when BI already exists but needs to mature. Now let us be practical. Most enterprises do not start with a clean BI architecture. They already have something. Maybe they have hundreds of Power BI reports. Maybe they have thousands of Tableau workbooks. Maybe finance still depends on Excel. Maybe some teams use Looker. Maybe some teams use QuickSight. Maybe some reports connect directly to source systems. Some reports use data warehouse tables, some reports use local files, some dashboards are official, some are personal, some are old but still used, some have no owner. This is the real world. Enterprise BI architecture is not only about drawing an ideal future state diagram, it is also about understanding the current BI mess and creating a practical path toward trust, reuse, governance and scale. That is why this module is important. We are not only learning what good BI looks like, we are learning how to think when BI already exists but needs to mature. Why do enterprises need BI architecture? Because without architecture, BI becomes report chaos. Let us take a simple example. Leadership asks, what is our revenue this month? Sales shows one number, finance shows another number, operations shows another number, a regional team shows something different. Now the meeting is no longer about business action. It becomes a debate about which report is correct. This happens because every team may have created its own version of logic. One report calculates revenue from orders, another report calculates revenue from invoices, another report excludes returns, another report includes tax, another report uses a different date column. This is not only a reporting issue, this is an architecture issue. Enterprise BI architecture helps define where KPIs should live, who owns them, how they are governed, how they are reused, and how users can trust them. A simple way to understand Enterprise BI architecture is to look at it in layers. At the bottom, we have source systems, ERP, CRM, finance systems, operational databases, Excel files, APIs, external applications. Then we have the Enterprise Data Platform. This is what we discussed in Module 1. It may be a warehouse, lakehouse, data lake, Microsoft Fabric, Databricks, Snowflake, BigQuery, Redshift or another platform. This layer prepares and governs the data. Above that, we have the semantic layer. This is where business meaning is created. Then we have the BI reporting layer, Power BI, Tableau, Looker, QuickSight or other BI tools. Then we have consumption. Dashboards, reports, mobile apps, embedded analytics, subscriptions, alerts, and business review packs. And finally, we have decisions. That is the real goal, not just showing data, but helping the business take better action. One of the most important parts of enterprise BI architecture is the semantic layer. This is the layer where technical data becomes business meaning. In the data platform, we may have tables like sales header, sales detail, invoice transaction, customer master, product master, and date dimension. But business users do not want to think in technical table names. They want business terms. Revenue, gross margin, customer count, order quantity, sales growth, region, product category, month to date sales, year to date sales. The semantic layer defines this meaning. It defines relationships. It defines measures. It defines KPIs. It defines hierarchies. It defines row level security. It creates reusable business logic. In Power BI, this is usually the semantic model. In Tableau, this may be handled through published data sources, data models, and certified content. In Looker, this is commonly handled through LookML.
So the semantic layer is not a small technical layer, it is the business meaning layer of enterprise BI.
Many BI conversations start with tool comparison. Power BI versus Tableau, Tableau versus Looker, Looker versus QuickSight. Which one is better? Which one is cheaper? Which one has better visuals? These questions are useful, but they should not be the starting point. As architects, we should first understand the enterprise context. Where is the data platform? Is the company Microsoft heavy, AWS heavy, Google Cloud heavy, Salesforce heavy? What skills does the team already have? What governance model is needed? How important is self-service? How important is semantic standardization? How important is embedded analytics? The BI tool should fit the architecture. The architecture should not be forced only because one tool is popular. That is why in this module we will compare tools, but always from an enterprise architecture point of view. In enterprise BI, governance and security are not optional. They are part of the architecture. Governance answers very practical questions. Who owns this report? Who owns this semantic model? Who approved this KPI? Which model is certified? Which report is official? Who can publish? Who can share? Who can access sensitive data? Who monitors refresh failures? Who removes old reports? Security is equally important. Not every user should see every number. A regional manager may see only their region. A country manager may see only their country. Finance may see margin and cost. Sales may see sales performance but not sensitive finance details. Leadership may see the full enterprise view. If governance and security are not designed properly, BI may still work technically, but it will not be trusted operationally. Another important point is the balance between self-service and control. If everything is controlled centrally, the business becomes slow. Every small change waits for the BI team. Users export data to Excel, shadow reporting starts again. But if everything is fully self-service without guardrails, the environment becomes chaotic. Duplicate reports, duplicate data sets, different KPI definitions, unclear ownership, security risks. So enterprise BI needs both. Certified models for trusted enterprise KPIs, self-service spaces for exploration, thin reports for reusable logic, thick reports for prototypes and local analysis, a promotion path from self-service to certified assets. This is the practical balance. Do not block the business, but do not allow uncontrolled report chaos. That is where architecture becomes important. Enterprise BI architecture should be seen as a maturity journey. Most organizations do not become mature in one step. Usually, they start with scattered reports. Then they identify duplicate KPIs. Then they standardize important metrics. Then they create certified semantic models. Then they move from thick reports to thin reports. Then they improve workspace strategy. Then they introduce dev, test and prod deployment. Then they monitor usage, refresh, performance and adoption. Then they clean up old content. This is a journey. So when we talk about ideal architecture, we should not assume every company is already there. The architect's job is to understand the current state and define a practical transition path. What should we fix first? Which KPIs matter most? Which reports are business critical? Which models should be certified? Which workspaces need cleanup? This is how BI architecture becomes realistic. Before we close this episode, let us quickly see how this module will flow. First, we will compare Power BI, Tableau, Looker and QuickSight from an enterprise architecture point of view. Then we will go deeper into semantic models in Power BI, Tableau and Looker. After that, we will discuss certified versus self-service semantic models. Then thin reports versus thick reports. Then enterprise KPI standardization. Then connectivity patterns like import, direct query and direct lake. Then Tableau architecture best practices. Then Power BI enterprise deployment strategy. Then BI governance and workspace strategy. Then multi-region BI architecture. And finally, we will bring everything together in one enterprise BI architecture walkthrough. So this module is not only about BI tools. It is about how BI becomes trusted, governed, reusable and scalable in the enterprise. So what is enterprise BI architecture? It is not just report design. It is not just choosing a BI tool. It is not just creating dashboards. Enterprise BI architecture is the design of a trusted decision system. It connects the data platform from module 1 with semantic models, KPIs, governance, security, reports, users and business decisions. It helps organizations move from scattered reports to trusted insights. It reduces duplicate logic. It standardizes important KPIs. It supports self-service without losing control. It creates reusable semantic models. It improves deployment, ownership and monitoring. As architects, our job is not only to make reports look good. Our job is to make sure the business can trust the numbers, understand the meaning, access the right insights and make better decisions. In the next episode, we will compare Power BI, Tableau, Looker and QuickSight. But we will not compare them only as dashboard tools.
We will compare them as enterprise BI platforms that must fit the data platform, semantic strategy, governance model, team skills and long-term architecture roadmap.